What's going on, dreamers? We are live with some Phantasy Star Online, and man, PSO is really hopping today. I think we have over 30 players, I think 31 players on Silverant right now, and I think 21 players on Dreamcast now at the moment. I think there were 24 a few minutes ago, but we lost a few people, I guess. But that's still not bad at all. Very cool to see all this activity. But yeah, we have over a full game so far. So we got Jaden, Abo, a new guy, Coheed, who appears to be on PSO version 1. And there was another player here. Oh, Laws. Laws' name was kind of behind Jaden's there. Hello to everyone in the chat. Maverick and Laws. How you guys doing today? So we'll get started in a minute here. I always like to give it a little bit of time, just in case more people show up. Even though we do have a full game, but we're gonna have overflow into a second game, I'm sure. So hopefully we can get some more players. We don't want to leave one person by himself. I'm not sure where Dingo is today. We may not get our boost. Or at least Dingo's special boost, anyway. Someone may be able to provide boost. Alright. So I don't know if one of you wants to start a second game. That way no one is actually left out. But I will start a game. Alright, Laws is gonna do a second game. Alright, so you want to do a normal game then, and I'll do, since I'm higher level, I'll do a very hard, I guess. I think I can do very hard, yeah, because Abo is level 50 something, I believe. So, alright, we'll do that. Someone get James on here. Don't know where James is. Probably racing somewhere. So that's what he does. Alright, I head to the shop. Don't think I need to sell anything, although I don't really need the mono grinder. I'll drop it though, in case anyone wants it. Take another. Oh, I was gonna buy the escape doll, but I don't have no room in my inventory. Yeah, I'll drop the mono grinder. I don't know if Abo's watching the stream, so I should probably tell him it's here. Mono grinder. Whoops. Mono, not monor. Is Abo still over here? I don't think he was in the shop. I don't know where he went. Alright, there's Jaden. Jaden is Maverick. I remember that from last week now. Oh, Laws is joining. Did the other guy leave, Laws? Well, anyway, I'm gonna head to the forest. It's taking longer to load into the server. I have to restart. Okay. Alright. Coheed said he was playing PSO 2. Oh. He's abandoning us for the new game, huh? That's alright. Hello, ASMR Zone. I have a dream pie, but I'm only low level. But you can work on that. Nice thing about PSO is you can play offline or online. Offline to level up your character, although if you play online you do get more enemies and more XP, so you can level up a bit faster. Might be able to find some other new players to play with, though. Probably on Altamira, I would imagine. Although Altamira tends to be a lot of veteran players, so you might find some new ones over there as well. There are a lot of players online right now. Yeah, PSO 1, but PSO 2 you can't play offline? You mean PSO 2 or PSO version 2, the Dreamcast game? You mean version 2 on the Dreamcast, you can play that offline. Dreamcast game. Yeah, you can play PSO version 1 and version 2 offline. As far as Dreamcast games are concerned, there are only a couple games that required you to play online, and those are Planet Ring, and there's a Japanese visual novel game, I think it is, that required an internet connection to play. There's a whole series of games in Japan. That Japanese game isn't actually an online multiplayer game, though. It just required an internet connection. I think it downloaded some stuff from a server. I don't really know the details of it. PSN is down, but Dreamcast is still online. Is PSN down right now? I know Twitter has been on and off all day. Well, really earlier today and last night. It's not really gaming related, but could be related, I don't know. Usually when a bunch of big websites and things go down, it's related. Let's get Jaden leveled up. Let's do it. Going for that big 6-0. Yes, we kill all. None must survive. It has issues, yes. I don't even play PlayStation games. Well, I don't play PlayStation 4 games online. I do play occasionally Warhawk on the PlayStation 3 on private servers, since the official ones went offline beginning of last year, I think. But the Dreamcast is a lot more like PC when it comes to online games. The whole thing can't be down. Every game has its own server, pretty much. So they can't all be down. Unlike PSN and Xbox Live, where PSN's down or Xbox Live is down, all of the games don't work. Oh, that's right too. I picked up power material, I think. Yeah, there we go. Use that. Take the evade material as well. I'm gonna be extra powerful and extra evasive today. I've heard that they're gonna terminate PS3 online play. And they already did that. The last servers went offline in January of last year, I believe. There weren't that many games left. There was Warhawk, and I think a few other games. I think you're referring to the store for the PlayStation 3. They're taking the PSP, which is surprising. It's surprising that the PlayStation Portable server, I mean, not server, but the store still works. It sort of works. The storefront on the PSP hasn't worked for a very long time, but you can use the search function to find games and still download and buy them, which is pretty amazing after all this time. But yeah, they're taking the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita stores offline. I think in August and September. So that's kind of a bummer. I can understand the PS3 because it's, you know, it's two generations old at this point. I guess the well, I don't know what generation the Vita is really. I guess it's kind of in the PS3 generation, but it was obviously released a lot later. So you would think that would keep that up for a bit longer, but Sony hasn't really supported the Vita that much as of late. It's too bad. It's a really good portable. It'll be interesting to see years down the road how many private servers like the PlayStation 3 has. Right now they do have some private servers for some games, like Warhawk. They some people created a private server for that. I think it was end of last year. I think it was somewhere around there. Before you could play sort of using the local network mode over the internet using X-Link Kai, but you lost out on a lot of the things like the ranks and achievements in the game. You couldn't get those using the LAN mode. So it's cool that they actually have a full-on private server now. Still some private servers for PS2, I think. Yeah, they have quite a few. I haven't played around with that all that much. I did want to stream some online PS2 games over on RetroShock at some point. Haven't gotten around to it though. I did try and go online, or did go online with, I think it was Medal of Honor game or Call of Duty game, one of the two. I jumped on a private server for a little bit. Seems to be fairly active. Yeah, I love the Vita. I mean, I haven't played it in a very long time because obviously not really any new games coming out for it now. But I was absolutely floored with that console when it first came out. And Uncharted was stunning for a handheld game. Golden Abyss. I actually kind of like the touchscreen features for that as well, and the use of the motion control for guns and things like that, and for sniping. But I never actually got a 3DS until last year. Last year I finally picked up a 3DS. Mainly so I could play Concept 3. It's the main reason I bought it. Love Concept so much because I played through the Saturn original Concept, played through Concept 2 on the Dreamcast, and the only way I could play Concept 3 is either with the 3DS, or I think there's one on the 360 as well. I don't have a 360 anymore, and I have no desire to pick one up again. So I went with 3DS, and I wanted to play the first-party games as well anyway. Mario, Zelda, and all that. Problem is, Shu is irreplaceable. Until he finishes getting all the Dreamcast games back online, the PlayStation community can't have him. Yeah. We'll hold him hostage here until he finishes. Jake still isn't up to 60 yet. It's probably pretty close, I imagine. Who is Mr. Shu? That's what we'd all like to know. I'm fairly certain he's an alien, but I have no evidence to prove it so far. He's an alien from a planet with far superior intelligence. How to back up Dreamcast games. Indie mill CD games. I don't do that myself. You can just download ROMs. I really don't get why some people insist on doing that. I've seen a few people post on Dreamcast Doc, how do I back up my original games? I don't want to download the ROMs, I just want to back up my own. Like, why? It's the same exact thing. The image or the files you get off of your disk are going to be exactly the same as the files you get online. People have already backed them up for you. It's a lot of work to do it yourself. On a console like the Xbox, it's really easy to do it with your own games, so there, I get it. So you can just put the disc in and hit a button and rip it. You can't really do that with the Dreamcast, though. I mean, you can, but it takes a very long time to rip a game. The only real practical way to back up your Dreamcast games is if you have a broadband adapter. There is a program you can download, put in your Dreamcast, and you can essentially copy the files from the disk over the network to your PC. That's the easiest and fastest way to do it. Downloading copyright commercial games online for free is piracy. Backing up your own games is legal. It's a bit of a gray area, if you ask me. I mean, if you already own the game, you have the right to download your own files. Like I said, they are exactly the same files you'd get off your disc. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. No one's gonna come knocking on your door because you downloaded a Dreamcast game. I like to hook up my fax modem to my Dreamcast, then rip my games over fax. Takes about 7 weeks per GD-ROM. That's a way to do it. Hey, what's going on, Sonic? I missed your first message. Hey, what's up? I'll get back online in a month or two, in the process of moving. Everyone's moving these days. Zayden is, or just moved into a new place. I love the dark. What? Oh my god, Bill Gates will come to my house and check my Windows 10. Yes, he will. I'm not worried, I have a perfectly legal copy of Windows 10. Because it was free. I like Microsoft's tactic there. avoid piracy by just giving it away for free. That's one way to do it. Although, oddly enough, there are still pirated versions of Windows 10 available online. For whatever reason. Moving to Florida? I didn't realize you were that old, Sonic. That's where the old people are. Linux. I have Ubuntu dual booted on my computer. I never use it. Like, I've just kind of fiddled around with Linux in the past. I've had Linux dual booted on my PC quite a few times. I really don't use it. Don't really see the point. Linux gross. I mean, as a tech nerd myself, I've always kind of been fascinated with Linux a bit. So that's why I just kind of play around with it occasionally. But I've never been able to use it as my main operating system. Hey, what's going on, Tiger? Yeah, there is a version of Linux for Dreamcast. I don't think you can do much on it. Yes, very rudimentary. Make your own version of Windows and sell it is illegal, but make your own version of Linux and sell it's a completely different story. I suppose it has that going for it. Someone did try to make their own version of Windows. Windows Vista, they had a custom version called, I think it was called Project Longhorn. Basically, they took the Longhorn beta of Windows Vista and customized it, and they put it online. Microsoft took that down pretty quickly. But they tried. They tried. But hey, you have a Linux kernel on Windows now, so you have the best of both worlds. On the other side, years back, Nintendo terminated all ROM sites that included their games. Do you remember that? That actually wasn't Nintendo. I'm pretty sure that was fake news. A lot of people assumed that Nintendo had something to do with it, but they actually didn't. And I think it was MU Paradise, that or the guy that runs MU Paradise, that made a statement on that, saying it wasn't Nintendo. He decided to do it for some other reason. That rumor just kind of spread around and everyone kind of went with with it. Although a lot of ROM sites tend not to mess with the Nintendo. You'll notice a lot of ROM sites don't have first-party Nintendo games. It's not because Nintendo told them not to, it's because they don't want to deal with it. PC is getting paid by Nintendo to say this. Yes, exactly. Nintendo is good, guys. They would never do such a thing. They only have your best interests at heart. Say it with me, guys. Nintendo is perfect. Long live Nintendo. Where's the Virtual Console on Nintendo Switch? You could Switch Online. All the games are free now. I'll tell you, that's one thing Nintendo, or not Nintendo, Sega really has going for it, is they're so relaxed when it comes to pirating games, leaking games, either or. I don't think they've ever said anything about any Dreamcast games being released online. There's been, like, Propeller Arena, for instance. That was a basically completed, unreleased game that they released online. Sega didn't say a word about it. They didn't care. It's like, go ahead. We're fine with it. Alright, where's our fourth player here? That is true, Loz. I find that is the case with a lot of developers who worked on unreleased games. They're pretty thrilled to see them released. Preserved, as people say these days. Not leaked, they're preserved. Can someone get a machine to print GD-ROMs and give it a proper release? I mean, you can buy a GD-ROM writer. Adam Korlick has one. There are a limited supply of GD-ROMs out there, though. Or GDRs, I should say. But GDRs aren't the final product. Anyway, they're the writable version for mainly for developers. No, I'm not making a video on how to back up Dreamcast games, Abo. Sorry to disappoint. Definitely not making a video on how to back up MIL CDs. Indie games. I do not condone pirating indie games in any way, even if you own it. Well, I shouldn't say I'm fine if you want to back it up if you own the game, but you know the majority of people that actually watch the videos are interested in pirating. I don't even know how to do that anyway. Backing up an LCD. It's completely different from backing up a regular retail Dreamcast game. Can't make a tutorial on something I don't know how to do. I'm pretty sure it's a fairly complicated process. But I've never really looked into it that much. Hey, what's going on, Elk? Nice to see you. You know that in PSO2 they're doing a PSO 20th anniversary event this month. That's cool. I still haven't played PSO2. It's installed on my computer, but about as far as I've gotten. Probably won't end up playing it until it's released on Dreamcast. Which might be a while. Might be a while. During the event, Ash, Kyrique, and Rico showed up in PSO2's world with special missions that award you with classic PSO weapons. Oh, sweet. I know Kyrique is a character in the original PSO, but every time someone says Kyrique, I think of an actual player in PSO. There's a kind of a veteran PSO player that's been around a long time. His name is Kyrique. I haven't seen him in a long time. So I don't know if he's still playing version 1. Or version 1 or version 2. He's actually one of the first players I met playing PSO online for the first time. Kyrique from way back still doesn't have his guild card on here. I had his guild card at one point, but I think after losing my character about 2 times, I don't believe I have it anymore. Yes, Kyrique with the underscores, yeah. That was him. I think he actually might be in some of the screenshots on Dreamcast Live on the PSO leaderboards. I do have a bunch of PSO screenshots I took a long time ago as well. I know he's in some of those. There's some drama with him. I think I vaguely remember something maybe, but it's been a while. Don't know what happened to Castlevania. Any clues? Yeah, so the prototype was on eBay for about a day, and then it was removed. It went up to $25,000, I think. Apparently, a lot of the bidders were fake bidding, but I don't know how they know they're fake bids. I'm guessing people are just assuming they're fake bids. No one would, in their right mind, pay $25,000 for it. But it was apparently removed from eBay because the composer of the soundtrack for the game contacted him and asked him about legal rights for it. And so the seller kind of got scared with that and decided to remove it. Because without provenance to say where he got the disc, and then he didn't just, you know, go to Konami and steal it from their office, it's kind of hard to sell legally. You could potentially get in trouble for that. So yeah, that's where it went. I don't know what he's gonna do with it now. He did say he was going to release it at some point, but when or even if he'll ever do that, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, it's not really much of a game. And other people have kind of shared this opinion as well. I mean, it's very much a prototype. It's a bunch of areas. It doesn't look like you can actually do anything other than just walk around. So, I mean, it's not a huge loss if it never gets released. It's cool to see, at least. I mean, at least now we have a video of it. But yeah, if it was more of a game, it would be more of a disappointment if it was never released. Yeah. We pretty much just walk around down here. No, we walk around and we attack things. It's also a very scenic walk. See, we got waterfalls. Castlevania doesn't have waterfalls. It's boring. Wow, Konami is so serious. Don't want problems. Wow, I'm impressed. Well, it wasn't Konami, it was the composer of the music who doesn't actually work for Konami anymore. Basically what he was saying is, Konami doesn't own the rights to the music. He's saying that he owns the rights to the music, so he's doing this of his own accord, separate from Konami. The soundtrack, or what was actually done. Yeah, it's a work-for-hire issue, yep. What was actually done of the soundtrack for the game was never actually released, and he owns the rights to it, according to him. But kind of his whole reasoning, he did have a good reason for contacting the owner of the disc. It wasn't just out of, oh, you're going to give me a percentage of the money you get for it, or you're not going to sell it because I own the rights to it and you don't have any right to sell it. The whole reason he contacted him was because he didn't want it being sold to some collector that was never going to release it. He's hoping by deterring him from selling the disc that he'll release it. So we'll see if that tactic actually pays off. It's like Law said earlier, the developers, the programmers, the composers, whatever, they are usually pretty happy when games are actually released, canceled games, because otherwise their work is never going to be seen. Obviously they can't do it themselves. They would be in some pretty deep trouble with the companies they worked for. I say track it down and take it. Our mags in tow. Well, PC, do you think I'll ever get my copy of Papyrum? I don't know what that is, so... I'm gonna say yes, definitely. I don't know what it is, but you'll get it. Alright, Cave 3. I think we lost a team member. We're down to 3. Oh no, we got 4. Never mind. It's a Mega Drive homebrew by Watermelon Games, which has been 8 years in development, and a lot of shady stuff. Ah, okay. You gotta have faith. You'll get it. Why don't you ever join Jaxer, by the way? I know he spends time. I've heard of Jaxer. I think he plays with William Nash on his streams occasionally, but I don't think I've ever seen Jaxer on at the same time as me. Pretty sure he plays late. I play at the same time every week, so if you're not on at the time I'm on, then I guess I'm not playing with you. He's on now. Oh, it might be on Altamira then. I never play on Altamira. You always play in Vega, because that's kind of where all the Dreamcast Talk folks hang out. Because it's the Dreamcast Talk server. do not have DC HDMI. Hey, Dingo! Where's your boost? Oh, is bobhead not working? Well, the bot's on, but it's probably not working. It's been very temperamental lately. I'll restart it. It's better than RGA. I assume you mean VGA. I've stated many times before that I'm perfectly happy with VGA and I have no desire to upgrade to anything else. When you're happy with something, why change? I also do not condone cutting holes in Dreamcasts. I think it's cruel and unusual punishment. Still on the fence whether to look into new RetroTink or new OSSC. I have a RetroTink I use for the component cable. The HD Retrovision component cable for my Genesis and Saturn. I had to get it so I could capture from it, since my capture device does not like 240i signals, or 240p, sorry. I don't know why no one makes a capture device that will capture 240p over HDMI or component. Doesn't make any sense. I guess more specifically component. I think most may do 240p over HDMI. I'm not sure though. I know they don't do it over component. Should pitch the idea to an investor. I did email the manufacturer of my capture device and suggested it to them, but I don't know if that'll actually result in anything. You'd think there would be enough interest for it. There are a lot of retro gamers out there that stream retro games and record retro games. Yeah, throw your keyboard in the dishwasher. That's what I do. Just make sure you give it enough time to dry off. Works wonders, though. Alright, which way are we going? This way, I guess? We unlocked the door, so we might as well I don't know which way is the right way, but we'll try this door. All roads lead to the sewer worm. Not all roads. Only one road. I have a Dreamcast keyboard unboxed from Japan. It's the pink Sakura Wars one. Yeah, that's the same as it's the mini one, right? It's the same as the regular mini Japanese keyboard, except it's pink, obviously. Mini keyboards look nice. Yes, they do. That's why I have it. I have the skeleton one. Yeah, as far as functionality, it's not that great. I wouldn't recommend it for Typing of the Dead, but it's okay for chatting and for Quake. I see a Dreamcast mag on the guy with the spread needle too. Yep. Let's see, who's got that? That's that would be Abo. The Dreamcast mag. My mag is very uninspired. I just or only star atomizers, and this is what I ended up with at the max level. Nothing special. It's not a Dreamcast or a Saturn or an SG-1000. But it's my mag and I love it. Why isn't it any good for Typing of the Dead? Because it's kind of picky about the way you hit the keys. Especially the spacebar. The spacebar you have to hit exactly in the middle or it doesn't register right. Well, my spacebar is kind of broken, so... But even when it was working fine, it was kind of picky. All of the keys on the keyboard are kind of picky. If you don't hit them just right in the center, it won't always register. So that's why it's not good for Typing of the Dead. Better off with a regular size keyboard or PC keyboard with the adapter. Oh, the other thing is some of the symbols are in the wrong place because it's a Japanese keyboard layout, so if you need to use an apostrophe or a comma or semicolon, colon, which I believe all of those are used in Typing of the Dead, they're in the wrong place. I mean, it's fine if you're going to play the Japanese version of Typing of the Dead, but if you're playing the English version, it's not going to work out very well. I suppose you could memorize where the keys are, but it's not helping things. Ooh, I can buy the escape doll now. Ooh, I received a guild card. Guess I'll send mine. If I can find it. Under chat, that's right. I don't do it very often. My card. There you go. It reminds me, have you seen the House of the Dead remake trailer yet? What do you think? I actually haven't watched that yet. I saw the announcement. I would definitely be interested in that, considering the original one on the Saturn is rare as anything. I probably will never play the original. Well, actually, I could burn it now, because I do have a Phantom mod chip in my Saturn now, so I can play burn games. So I could do that. Alright, I guess we'll play some TTF now. Finish things off the traditional way. I could put a sticker on the keys, Tiger, that is true. But it doesn't really matter, because I still wouldn't want to play Typing of the Dead with that keyboard. I have the Mad Catz keyboard adapter, so I use that with my PS2 keyboard. So that's the way I'll play Typing of the Dead if I want to play Typing of the Dead. I only use my mini keyboard for chatting. Towards the future. I saw the House of the Dead arcade machine in a movie theater a long time ago, but never again since. It's always either House of the Dead 2, 3, or Scarlet Dawn now, though I love those games too. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised they never released the first game, or re-released the first game again. Because I think it's only on the Saturn, right? Pretty sure that's the only home console version of that game, which is really weird. I think they are working on a Dreamcast release of House of the Dead 1, no. Yeah, they're definitely doing that. For sure. Oh, you mean they were? Possibly. I've heard some things. But I mean, if that's true, it makes it even stranger that they never re-released it. Only Saturn and PC ports of House of the Dead exist today. Oh, okay, there's a PC version? Did not know that. See, you would have thought they would have released it on that Wii compilation that they released, the House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return. Why they excluded the first game from that, I don't know. Again, just really weird. But yeah, I do have that Wii game, and I have House of the Dead 3 on PS3. It's great with move support. If there was a Dreamcast port in the works, it might have been based on the PC release, like how the version of Virtual Cop 2 in Sega Smash Pack was the PC version's code. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because yeah, Virtual Cop was a Windows CE game on Smash Pack, I believe. Feeling sleepy. Happy gaming. Thanks for the company. Have a good night, everyone. Alright, see you later, Panos. Thanks for joining. House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return was based on the PC versions of both games, I believe, so they could have put House of the Dead on that as well. Don't know why they didn't. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that about a lot of things Sega does these days. I don't, you know, you don't know why they do anything. They have a weird train of thought when it comes to these things. Get me started on Pinball of the Dead. Wasn't that a Game Boy Advance game? Have not played that. You haven't played Pinball of the Dead, you haven't lived. Well, I guess I'm dead then. Or undead, maybe. They haven't released it on Game Gear yet. Waiting for the Game Gear version. Got my new Retro Kai. That was a nice pun, thank you. I got my new Retro Kai LCD screen installed in my Game Gear. It's nice. I can view it from all angles now. So much better than the original screen. Still have to kill a load of batteries to run a Game Gear. I usually play it plugged in. Typically don't use batteries. I do have the battery pack though, that I can charge up and use if I want to use it on the go. Supposedly the Retro Kai screen uses half the power of the original screen as well, so it should technically last longer than a Game Gear with the standard screen. I haven't tested the battery life on it though. Hello, Gabriel. How is the chat? I don't know. How is everyone in the chat? How are we doing today? Let Gabriel know. He would like to know. I did see a House of the Dead EX game at a local convention a few years ago. They imported a lot of modern Japanese games for that. And speaking of EX, I'm still waiting for a home console release of Dynamite Deca EX. Come on, Sega. Or Asian Dynamite, the other name for it. It's all I want from Sega right now. Give me Asian Dynamite. On Dreamcast, of course. Yes, this guy again. Level 2 clear. I have received a message. You've got mail. Hello, BZ Wizard. Just saying hello before I log off. Have fun streaming. Hello, Van. You can watch this later and see my hello. Have you ever cried out for mommy in 7 different languages while playing the game before? I love that advertisement. He's thinking. Yeah, this computer is thinking about killing us. kind of feel bad destroying all these expensive LCD screens. Back in 2001, LCDs were expensive. NTSC equals red swirl, PAL equals blue swirl. That is a true statement. So you feel bad for the LCDs. Yes, I do. Not the sentient beings. No, I care less about him. There's more messages coming in. So many messages. I thought it was an orange swirl. It's kind of... yeah, I'd say probably closer to orange. Reddish orange. Depends on how much sun fading it has. It's red, but if it sits out in the sun long enough, it becomes orange. Blue swirl forever. That's the trademark infringing avoidance swirl. That's what I call it. That's the official story. Yeah. Whatever makes you sleep at night, Laws. I just realized the song from when you were fighting that computer sounded awfully familiar. I don't know where I've heard it before. Sure you haven't heard it in PSO? Yeah, I don't think it's used in anything else. Well, as far as I know, anyway. But you never know. Hello, A. Did I get your name right? Yes, this is very cool. It's the coolest. The blue swirl is Sonic spinning. No, that's the blue blur, not the blue swirl. Sorry, it's pronounced like a scream. I'd rather not scream on mic. I'll continue to call you AA from now on. I mean, it just rolls off the tongue, so why not? Oh, did I miss a few A's? Oh, man. I'll pronounce it right next time. No, that song's melody was from another song, maybe from one of the classic Phantasy Star games. I know some of PSO's songs contain classic Phantasy Star Melodies. It's possible. I've actually not played any of the Phantasy Star games other than Phantasy Star Online, so I would like to one day, but I need a master system for most of them. Or a master converter for my Genesis. Master System just has PS1. Oh wow, Master System can play PlayStation 1 games? Now there's a fact I didn't know. Oh, Phantasy Star 1. That makes more sense. I thought Phantasy Star 1 and 2 were on Master System. But I guess I'm wrong. I only recently played Phantasy Star 1, 3, and 4, so when I originally played PSO I didn't know any of the music from those games. PSO 2 had hidden melodies, or Phantasy Star melodies, in its music too. Yeah, no doubt a lot of the music is carried over from game to game. So since there's a dark Fowls, does that mean there's also a light Fowls? Light Fowls is the good twin. Dark Fowls is the evil twin. And I'm dead. I've been murdered. It's alright, I got scape dolls. I'm good. Laws froze him in the air. There we go. That did the trick. It's Rico! We've saved Rico yet again. I'm gonna keep saving Rico. She keeps getting in trouble. She keeps getting eaten by Dark Fells. I think at this point she deserves it. She hasn't learned her lesson by now. She's never gonna do it.
I win! In your face! Woo-hoo!
Homer wins! Light fowls can only exist if there's a profound light. Sadly, this isn't Kingdom Hearts, so there is no such thing. Oh well, one can dream. Good evening, Bruno. You're a little late. I'm just about to wrap up the stream. But you can see me turn in the quest anyway. Get my money. Ooh, S rank. The highest rank of them all. In PSO2, Rico doesn't even need saving. She fights alongside you, Ash, and Kyrie during the 20th anniversary event. I wouldn't trust her to fight alongside me. If she got eaten by dark fowls in the first PSO, how can you trust someone like that with your life? Light Fowls is in episode 4. Still waiting for the Dreamcast release. Well, anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the live stream for today. So good games, good games. I will be back on Wednesday for a game that I haven't picked out yet, so since we've finished up with Mach and Axe, I need to find something new to play. But tomorrow's Game Night UK game is Choo Choo Rocket. I don't think I'll be streaming it, but I could change my mind, you never know. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, thanks for playing, and I will see you next time.